Hello, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I'm back with one of my student. Okay, he's going to share his experience, his journey of clearing the FRM level one exam. He appeared for the level one exam in this July exam, and he cleared in the first attempt. So we have with us Dibesh, and he's going to share his entire journey. First of all, thank you, Dibesh. Thank you very much for joining in and sharing your journey, sharing your experience. This is going to be very helpful for people who are going to be watch this video over a period of time. And thank you very much for taking out time for this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Even it is a privilege for me to come to this platform and having a discussion with you on this, which should help people to decide on their career path.
Right. And also, so we'll start with the discussion now. So the first question that I have for you primarily is, when you decided to go for FRM, so what were you doing? What was your status around that point in time?
So actually, I was employed in IT sector, and so I had experience of 3 years. After that, I decided to do my MBA, and post MBA, I again got into a company where I got a role in the risk profile. So that was the journey through which I could actually discover also that I need to do an FRM.
Okay. So primarily you got placed into IT risk related role. So you got an awareness about FRM and decided to go because that is where you might be able to create your career, right?
Yes,
now,
yes.
When did you actually started your preparation for FRM? Which month primarily?
Okay, so I gave the FRM exam in July 2020. And for that, I started my preparation around the month of February or mid-February. I was going through some materials on my own, but then during mid-February, I realized I need to be more focused and I need to channelize energy in a focused manner. So then I also decided to take coaching from Finintelligent. So that was the period when I started my preparation more rigorously. That is mid-February.
So mid-February onwards, how many hours were you dedicating towards this daily basis?
So I, considering the fact that I am a working professional, I used to work like mostly in the daytime, and anyhow, I made sure that I need to at least contribute 1.5 to 2 hours daily, and in the weekends, mostly I used to practice some questions and assignments that used to be around 3 hours to 4 hours.
Okay.
So this is from mid-February towards the end of the my preparation period when it was close to the exam. I used to extend my weekend preparation around 7 to 8 hours.
Okay. So you gradually increased your speed, you gradually increased your preparation time. Now,
correct.
When was the time that you were able to complete entire reading of the book? 4 books.
So by mid-March, I had covered almost 80% of the content, and by March end, I could complete all the 4 books, at least one reading, few things related to like the book 3, which covered derivatives and all. That actually I had given more time, and the book 1, I had just given a very simple reading, and I just understood what is there. I realized many things were there to kind of memorize and not exactly memorize, but I realized that could be done is a little bit faster. So I just had a simple reading. Otherwise, other books I had a better reading.
So you mean by the end of March, you had gone through my videos also and the reading also. That was entirely kind of done, is it?
Yes.
Okay. And by what time you were able to complete the chapter-wise question bank?
So chapter-wise question bank, it was around till May end.
Okay.
Till May end, I was able to like complete, I would say 80% of the question bank. So as you said, your videos. So videos actually till March end, I haven't completed 100% of your videos. That was also around 75%. But from April and May, I again kind of went through the theory and through your videos, and along with that, with the assignments. So that actually took around 2 months to, yeah.
Okay, got it. The reason I'm asking you this question, because somebody who is planning to go for July or May exam, they can plan their strategy, when you should complete your reading, when you should complete your solving. Now, during this entire period, when you were preparing, so was there a phase where you were not able to focus because of your work, because of XYZ commitments? You were not able to read completely or read properly. Was there any period that happened during that session?
Yeah, yes, like so in between towards the end of I would say even February when I started up, I after 15 to 20 days, I kind of had a feeling that I'm not going to complete it. I will not be able to complete all the chapters in time. But then I think took help from the Excel sheet that you had shared. So then that had plans, that had the timetables. I went through it and I realized I need not focus on every items throughout this period. I kind of strategize in a way that will that I initially I'll put my focus on the important chapters, on most difficult chapters. Easier chapters, I realized once I complete the difficult chapters, some way I'll cover some concepts of these easier ones as well. Okay. So at a later time, it will be easier for me to just go through it.
Got it. So primarily, if you want to summarize it in a very simple way, so there are, if suppose you pick up book 3, so there are a lot of theoretical chapters like corporate bond, then banks, which is what normally you would be able to pick up. That's not a big issue. So you focused on futures and options, swaps part, right?
Yes. In fact, even those call option valuation.
Yes. Those parts are actually connected. Now, in terms of the last one, so like you said, May end, you were able to complete the 75 to 80% of your solving. So from June and July, June month, entirely June month, and till your exam date. Okay, so we are now going to talk about that. So June month, what were you doing? What was your strategy?
So I had a target that I had to complete everything except the mock test and in fact the Finintelligent mock test and GARC mock test. Apart from these two, I need to complete everything till June end.
Right.
So yeah, so by in the end of May, I kind of had a feeling that though I have completed the other things, but still I felt that I am forgetting few things as well. So in the June month, I kind of was going through everything one more time, and I was solving questions. And the Finintelligent also has some concept tests, so I was giving them, and wherever I found my weak points, I kind of went through it again.
Right.
And so basically, the month of May and June, it was completely given to developing the concept, making those concept areas as my strong areas, so that it becomes easier and doesn't become a headache towards the end, because conceptual things you can't get in 15 days or something.
Right. Okay. So basically you did your own revision, because of the fear that, okay, you might forget a lot of stuff. So you did your own revision and you started with, you did sectional tests in the month of June?
Yes, sectional test also I gave in the month of June.
Okay. And the other quizzes you were able to give in the month of June?
So yeah, quizzes kind of like by June 10th, I kind of had completed most of the quizzes. And I again went through a few of the chapters and their quizzes again between like, let's say 10 June to 20th June. From 20th June onwards, I gave the 4 sectional tests. That was done by June 30.
Okay.
Then I took a break of 2 to 3 days, so that whatever I have read, that will kind of accumulate in my mind. And after 3 days of break, I again gave the mock test.
Okay, got it. Perfect. And when you said mock test, how many mocks you were able to complete?
I think Finintelligent had 4 mocks, if I remember correctly. So yes. I had given all those mocks. Sorry, I think I gave 3 mocks. After 3 mocks, I gave the mock test from GAR. So there are two mock tests, one a smaller one a longer one.
Yes.
The longer one was about 4 hours. So I gave those mocks, and so by I think July 10th, I gave the GAR long mock, and after that, I just whatever my weak points or wherever I realized, okay, this concept needs a one more attention. I just went through those things, and that is it.
Okay, perfect. And what happened on the day of the exam? That 4 hours. What was the strategy that you used? Was there a period of panic or stress during that period, during that exam? How you were dealing the difficult questions, and how were you able to solve entire 100 questions in that 4 hours? So, can you please tell me on that?
Okay, so if it was to like okay, so I had one thing in my mind that there will be some around 3 to 4 questions which will be very lengthy, and even if I know the answer, even if I know the procedures, I'm not going to attempt it. So those questions were like maybe like from the binomial trees. If it is a two-step binomial tree, I had it in mind that I am not going to attempt it.
Right.
So that was one thing. One funny thing happened is like when I was waiting for my exam to start, few other people who had given their exam, they came out, and I asked few of them how was it. And as people will know, the July exam was more of theory, so people have found it a little bit difficult. So they obviously said their opinion that it was difficult, and I was a little bit tense. Like even if I knew what I have read, but when somebody tells you that the paper was difficult and it was more time consuming, then you again gave a second thought. So that was also my situation. But then when I entered into the examination hall, I kind of made my mind. I won't give more than 2 to 3 minutes to any question. Even if I know the answer, I will just mark it and I will maybe attempt it in the end. But luckily, I didn't have to do that with many questions. Hardly 3 to 4 questions I actually marked till the end. But even after all this planning, I had few questions where I gave around like 7 to 8 minutes. And to my bad luck, even I have a feeling that I got the wrong answer in the end also. So anyway,
100 questions you were able to solve. That was not an issue, right?
No, I solved around 95. Another 5 I had to guess.
Okay, so if you would have managed that 1 or 2 question of 7-8 minutes, then this would have been possible. But those questions that you skipped or basically you just ticked, what do you feel? Those were easy?
No, those are very lengthy questions. I mean, at least 6 to 7 lines of questions that I actually thought, okay, I'll read it. It might be that those questions are very easy, might have been solved within 2 minutes, but
you took a call. Okay.
Yeah.
And so primarily out of the total 100 questions, how many questions you feel that, okay, you were able to solve properly without much of a problem? How many questions where you had to do a lot of research or basically read and take guess, calculated guess, and there might be few questions also which you could not understood. So can you give me some broad bifurcation of that?
Yeah, so personally, I was more interested to solve sums. If I was thinking like there will be around 30 sums, out of 30, around 27, 28, I was expecting I'll make correct. But this time the paper pattern was like around 80% or 85%, I would say theory. So around, I think 50, 55 questions, I felt I knew it, or okay, let's say 50 questions. So I kind of felt that I knew those answers. And another set of around 20 questions, I was a little bit confused. Theory questions, I always feel like they do test your concepts in those questions. And so you will be like 50-50 will be there, whether you will be correct or not. So and out of those, let's say if there were like 20 sums, I feel I would have made it around 18 correct.
The 20 calculation sums. Right. So basically 50 theory questions, you were able to do it properly almost, right? 20,
Yes.
around 20, you had confusion in the answers and all. And the remaining 20 questions or the content, you were able to do it properly. I mean, 18, 17, you felt that you were right. Now, when you completed the exam, you saw the score. What was that score?
So I saw 64.
And by looking at that score, what was there in your mind? What did you felt?
Suddenly I realized that the 50 questions which I was thinking I have made correct, obviously all those have not gone correct. Around 40 would have gone correct, or
Okay.
maybe I don't know. So
Correct.
while solving, I was confident on those 45 to 50 questions. But seeing the result, I realized so I have definitely made wrong.
But then when you looked at the number, did you feel that you will pass?
I kind of felt the paper was little bit tough, and but then I kind of also realized that if people would have made the effort I have given, I was actually satisfied. If it was not 100% effort, but at least 95% effort was there. So I felt like people would not find the question paper easy, and 64 should make me pass.
Perfect. And if suppose today somebody who is preparing for the exam, he comes to you and ask you for any guidance, say, so what will be the top 3 things you will tell that student? Top 3 tips primarily.
So realizing the pattern is shifting a little bit towards more theory. I think there is need to focus on the concept areas, and that takes 2 things. One is planning. I mean, you have to have plan for at least for 2 to 2.5 months, rigorous planning. Like every day, what are you going to cover? And that planning should also include the revision part, because this concept might be new for many people. In fact, it was also new for me. So you go it once, you go it the second time, then you actually have the kind of real doubts. In the first reading, the doubts you have are very generic. After the second reading, you have the real doubts, which will actually help you to clear those concepts. This is one thing. Planning. Second thing was revision. The third thing is like you have to give a sufficient amount of time. When I am saying the rigorous planning for 2 to 2.5 months, that is the planning phase. Maybe you need a basic reading of another 1 month of basic reading of those materials. So yeah, you have to give around 3.5 months to your preparation
to clear it properly in a very decent manner.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Seems good, Devesh. I mean, this has been a very good conversation, and I am sure this interview, this discussion is going to be very helpful for the new guys who are going for the exam in the November and the next May, and they will get inspiration from your journey and how you have been able to clear the exam and the points that you mentioned. This is definitely going to be very helpful. Thank you very much, Devesh, for taking out time and helping the community to grow.
Thank you, Jeff. Even I'll be more happy if people are helpful from this session.
Yes, definitely. This is going to be very helpful for students. Perfect. Thank you very much, Devesh. Thank you for joining in.